Now this, my friends, is not something you read every day. Matter of fact, I don't know if you're ever supposed to even see something like this ever, unless it's getting near to the end and the paper, fiat, debt, stocks, bonds, paper, garbage are about to explode, or more like implode, and precious metals are about to go through the roof sometime in the near future. Then only in that case does this make sense. And I'll tell you why it makes sense that they're going, well, let me read you the headline. Jumping ship, silver doctors, jumping ship. 2 central banks just printed billions in paper currency, and I immediately bought gold. And the central banks immediately bought gold mining stocks with it. So why wouldn't the central banks buy gold itself? After all, Ben Bernanke, it's just a tradition that central banks hold it. It's not money, Mr. Ron Paul. Sorry. Oh, he was sweating bullets on that one, too. I loved it. Loved when Ron Paul would grill that guy. Oh, I bet he has nightmares of those days. Bernanke having nightmares. Oh, God. No, Ron Paul, don't ask me that. No, don't ask me. It's just tradition. It's just tradition. He wakes up in a cold sweat. Oh, but I got the answer. When he asks me next time, I'll just tell him it's tradition. Okay. Like shaking hands. How you doing, sir? I'm Joe. J-Step4. Nice to meet you. It's a tradition, So why wouldn't 2 central banks buy the real thing? You're a central bank. You already have some. The country you are in has some. Why are you buying mining shares and not the gold itself? Because you're a central bank and you know how low the supply really is. And you're not allowed to buy the real thing right now. So what's the next best thing? Matter of fact, it might even be better than the real thing temporarily, as the Webbot seems to suggest. Gold mining stocks, mining companies, period, gold and silver, are going to go through the roof, at least in the short term. You ain't seen nothing yet, according to the Webbot. So he says there can only be one explanation. Max Slavo, shit hit the fanplan.com. Is that what it is? Yeah, shtfplan.com. When former Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke was questioned by Ron Paul during a 2011 monetary policy report, he famously told the congressman that gold is not money, and the only reason central banks hold it is because of long-term tradition. Bernanke's comments have since been cited by financial pundits as expert advice on why precious metals investments should be considered no different than other traditional investments like equities, bonds, that sort of thing, suggesting that they may be safe haven assets, or that there are thousands of years of evidence supporting the claim that gold and silver are money are often laughed at and marginalized. But if gold and silver are not real money, and they are not safe haven assets, then why did the central banks of Switzerland and Norway just print $2 billion in currency and immediately move that paper currency into gold mining companies? Have you ever heard of such a thing? Because they obviously know how risky and experimental these policies really are. They are now jumping ship and leaving us this colossal debt load to suffocate on. The Swiss Central Bank has taken this to the next level and recently disclosed a massive $1 billion position in mining stocks. These 25 plus companies, as a result, shot up 400% to 600% this year alone. Here is the list of gold-related holdings owned by the Swiss Central Bank. I'll read them out to you from top to bottom as far as value goes. Newmont Mining, Goldcorp, Franco-Nevada, Agnico Mines, Silver Wheaton, Kinross Gold, Yamana Gold. I remember these are some I recognize. El Dorado Gold, Royal Gold, Tahoe Resources, Buenaventura, B2 Gold, Pan Am Silver, New Gold, First Majestic, Alamos Gold, Coeur Mining, IAM Gold, Stillwater Mining, Pretium, Nova Gold, SSRI, Fortuna Silver, Mag Silver, McEwen. Several of these, remember when I told you I used to subscribe to the Dollar Vigilante for a few months? I was just curious, what is he recommending? What's his portfolio look like? I just wanted it for that reason. And I got in there and looked at it. And as I'm reading some of these, oh, that was on there. That was on his list too. Oh, that was also on his list. Oh, that one was too. Oh my gosh, that one was too, is what I'm telling myself in my mind as I'm reading this to you. And the Swiss aren't done. Norway's central bank has done the same thing after initially trying to keep their holdings secret. An amended 13F shows that they too spent $1 billion on gold and silver mining companies. Norway's central bank, Norges Bank, has filed with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, a request that its Form 13F for the period ended June 30th, 2016, be given confidential treatment. We don't want to tell anybody about this. The Norges Bank filed its 13F with the lists of its security holdings redacted. This amended Form 13F contained a list of equity securities held by Norges Bank and then end of the second quarter of last year. At the end of the second quarter of last year. And it's pretty much this. There's a few different ones. Hekla's in here, Hekla Mining. But I'm seeing like everything I just read you, it's pretty much in here. Same exact thing practically. There's a few different ones. Seabridge Gold, Primero Mining, Orico, Silver Corp, and Hekla. It's been suspected for quite some time that central banks are actively taking positions in collapse-related assets like gold and silver. We now have confirmation that at least 2 of them have done it. There are likely more. There can be only one explanation. There can be only one. Not 2, not a possibility, not 50-50. There's only one. And here's what he says about it. There can only be one. The explanation is that our monetary masters know without a shadow of a doubt that their policies will fail, because they are failing, and they have lost confidence in their ability to stabilize the system. Consequently, they, like billionaire investors and major financial institutions around the world, are rapidly shifting their worthless paper, while it still has some value, into the world's historical assets of last resort by buying gold and silver, and in this case, the mining companies that produce those items. We have some incredible research to show you about your favorite stocks. See if we think this is a buy, sell, or hold opportunity. So I'll go ahead and link this page here from Silver Doctors. And there's a YouTube video actually.
This is the
it's 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Jumping ship, central banks loading up on gold and silver. Excuse me. Again, I'll just link it anyways for you, so you can read the article and click the video if you'd like. This is just so if a central bank, keep in mind, these central banks are normally privately owned. Rothschild is the ultimate owner, by the way. But nonetheless, they're the owners. So imagine you're a central bank. You just, let's just print up some money today. How much you want to print up? $1 billion? $500 million? What do you want? Just pick a number. 1 through 10. Pick a number. Everybody's a winner. Everyone's a winner. 1 billion? You got it. Print up $1 billion. What do you want to do with it? You don't have to do anything. I'll do it for you. What do you want? What do you want to do? You want to buy some gold? Can't buy gold right now. You know why. Hush, hush. Not enough out there. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Rehypothecated. Yeah, exactly. Next best thing, mining stocks. You got it. How much you want to put on there? 100 mil? All of it? You want to put all 1 billion on it? Oh, okay. Yes, sir. So my question is, was that the central banks $1 billion that they had, and their profit, because they're so profitable and they are for-profit corporations? Or was that, we're going to put this on the taxpayer and somehow print the money and buy these shares? Because it makes zero sense. If you heard today that, the Federal Reserve, New York decided to buy these 25 mining companies shares, $1 billion worth, and spread it out over these 25 companies, wouldn't you be like, wait a minute, that's not your role. Like, you don't do that. You just print money. Government prints the bonds. You guys got to sell the bonds. Bonds sell, then they get the money we have to borrow into existence, and then we have to pay the tax or the interest on that debt to somebody who owns these bonds, more of the club, etc. But you've never heard, the Federal Reserve is going to, buy mining stocks. Now, you did hear the Federal Reserve bought mortgage-backed securities, but that was an emergency situation. $80 billion a month for at least a year or more. Boy, does that add up. But that was an emergency situation. We had to buy these assets to keep the banks afloat. Okay. Why do you have to spend $1 billion on mining companies? Right? Doesn't make sense. Unless, and again, this isn't America. We're talking Switzerland and Norway. Stock market crash is coming. What happens when a stock market crash comes? And you're a normal investor, the same investor mentality that investors have had since Christ was around, if you will. And that is, I never put all my eggs in one basket. I spread it around. Some things do great, some things don't, whatever. It's just spread. That's the way I go. So this case is not going to be any different. I'm invested in mining companies. I'm invested in the Dow, the S&P, some bank stocks, whatever. I'm spread out. Oh my God, the market fell out. I'm completely finished. All my banking stocks are horribly bad. Oh my God, I'm getting out of those as fast as possible. I got margin calls. I now have to sell my other good stocks to pay those margin calls. My mining companies did fantastic recently. Damn it. I got to now liquidate those to pay off these margin calls. And if everyone's liquidating their mining shares, the mining companies might be in big trouble and go under. Might collapse. But if a central bank steps in advance before all this happens and spends $1 billion amongst 25 players, and another one comes out and spends $1 billion on the same practically 25 players, you've just given these companies a nice chunk of change. I mean, haven't you? So, is that like a backdoor bailout that's happening in a sense? Because they're getting shares. They're not just bailing them out. Why would a central bank want shares? It makes no sense. You walk in the central bank vault. Oh, we got some gold, some silver. Mainly gold, not silver. We got gold. What's up? What's that filing cabinet over there? Excuse me, sir. Why do you have the filing cabinet next to the gold bars? Well, that's odd to be in a vault like this. Oh, that's our shares of companies that we've invested in. Why do you keep them down here? I mean, it's cared for, with the broker or whoever you use. I mean, why do you have them here? Well, they're kind of like gold. They're mining share companies. Shares of mining companies. So we just feel comfortable putting them next to the gold bars because they're kind of like gold but paper. So we just want, keep it all in the same box. You know what I mean? We're packing, putting in the same box. That's gold related. That's gold. Let's just put it next to each other. Oh, why would you do that? It's a new tradition, not an old tradition. The gold bars are the old tradition. Filing cabinet with the mining shares next to the gold is new tradition. So that when the next central bankers take over, they can look back at what I said and tell you that we do this for traditional purposes. And hopefully no one catches on in time to figure out you better be in precious metals. Why else did they try to keep this hush-hush? We want to keep this confidential in our Securities and Exchange Commission 13F filing. Can we keep this confidential? Why? 2 reasons. You certainly don't want the sheeple figuring out, hey, what? Central bank, I thought you guys fixed everything. You print all this money and bail out. Why are you buying gold or related gold items such as mining shares? That's odd. That's number one. And number two, why, as I just said, why are you buying mining shares at the central bank? Your job is to print money and give it to the government. That's about it. Why are you buying mining shares? The government can buy its own mining shares. If it was for the government, they don't need you to do that. They just need the money from you to do that. So why are you, as a central bank, doing it? Because Lord Rothschild owns all the central banks. And he's going to use that money, stealthily as possible, to get in on it before all this goes down. He was recently commenting, about this, essentially what is being looked at as failed central bank policy. He was kind of saying that. Isn't it funny that the owner of all of them practically is the one saying it? And I told you the other day, hey, Rothschild just upped his investment company's holdings 8% more in gold, physical, or was it? I believe it was physical, wasn't it? Or GLD? Was it GLD? Whatever. Nonetheless, 8% gold, some type of gold shares, whether it's shares or physical, whatever. And they're trying to do this stealthily. The elite do this stuff in advance. Why do they do it in advance? Because they know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, because they're the ones making everything happen. So if they know when they're about to, 1988, we're going to put a front cover of the Economist magazine, and it's going to say, get ready for a new world currency in 2018 with a gold coin around a, what the hell is that thing? A phoenix rising from the ashes of paper money with a gold coin. 2018, get ready for a new world currency. Really? And here we are, almost 2017, and things are looking really scary right now. The markets, everything. Rothschild telling you the central bank practices and policies aren't working. He ups his gold holdings. Now 2 central banks have spent $1 billion each to buy mining shares? If this is not a 5-alarm fire alert, I don't know what is. And now is not the time where I'd want to be scrambling. Let me try to get some precious metals. How am I going to come up with this? I got to get the money. I am so thankful that I woke up so long ago that I've been able to accumulate some silver over the last several years. I'm still upset that I didn't know about this in 2003 for some reason. Why couldn't I have known this then? Please, someone tell me. Because I would have rushed out and been able to get silver at $3, $4 an ounce. Oh, almost makes me sick to my stomach to see that. But when I look at what the price is now, where it has been recently, the last few years, knowing I got a couple 100 ounces for $10, Silver Eagles, oh, yes. Good job, Jay Snip. Yes, I was happy about that. Let me tell you something. Man, was I happy about that. But I bought all over 20, 18, 25, 23, 30 something, 42, as I said, about 25 ounces at, I think it was 43 actually, dollars. Whatever. I'm a buyer just about any day, except when it's hundreds of dollars an ounce. That's when old J Snip 4 is big time seller. Yeah, but J Snip, you're going to sell it from our paper currency? What are you going to do with that? The same thing you do with it now. You have to use it to survive in this country. Do you pay with groceries? Do you go with a silver coin or a gold coin? They wouldn't even know what to do with it at the store. They wouldn't even be able to cash it out and figure out what's that worth. I have no idea. I didn't even figure that out. I can't take that. I don't even know what the hell that is. You don't know what it is now, but you fixing to know. And you will be getting some scales up in here, some equipment to test this stuff, because you're going to be needing to in the future if you know what's good for you. And the thing is, I guarantee, because you have to understand, you ever see those Mark Dice videos he's done in the past? Sir, I've got a 1 ounce gold coin. I'd like to get a couple $100 for this. It's worth like, $1,400 at the time. I can't help you. No, thanks. How about 100? I mean, is it worth 100? You think? No, no. 50. Give me $50 for the thing. Give me $50. No, I can't. I can't. I don't know what that. No, thanks. Have a nice day. Could you imagine that? Walking up to Mark Dice. I can't do that. How about 50? You know what? I'll take it for 50. See what Mark Dice says then. Mark Dice, give me that quote. No, that's when he tells you no. If he's smart enough, he's gonna say no. Just checking your sheep level, sir. But what I was gonna say is, there's going to be businesses popping up all over. Now, Webbot already said this was going to happen. And not only that, you're going to see the ads coming in for silver. Got silver? We buy silver. Not just gold like the Got Gold commercials. But you're going to see people, because Several years ago, my wife and I said we got a little bit of jewelry here and there. We don't wear jewelry. You see this ring finger? There ain't nothing on it. Why? We just don't wear jewelry. My wife don't either. We have it in a little envelope. Very little bits in there. I knew, okay, that's 24 karat. That's this. That's that. Now how much it weighs? Got it. Go to one of these. We buy gold place. Oh, we buy gold. What would you give me for this? Oh, let me weigh it up. Let's separate the 14K from the 24K. You know, less than half of what it's worth. Less than half of what it's worth. That's what they offered me. Sir, come here. Come closer, sir. 50% less than. Step into my office. This is Jason Ipfor speaking. Why? Because you're freaking fired. That's why. 50%. Get the hell out of here. Point being, you can become the person. Oh, these got gold coin. They give you like half of what it's worth, dude. Yeah. But when the gold and silver explodes and you have this little ring or this little bracelet, well, I got that for like $60, you know, however many years ago. And they tell you, I'll give you $100 for it. Oh, where do I sign? Yes, sir. I'll take it. Hey, jackass, it's worth $300 now. You moron, it's worth $300 now. You stupid idiot. Well, I paid $60 for it. I'll take $100 any day. So if there's zombie sheep out there, why can't you start your own little business when this goes down and say, we'll pay you top dollar. No one will be able to touch us. Go to any store around here, tell me what their offer is, and I'm going to give you more. Get it in writing, and I'll give you a good bit more than likely. Because most of it's going to be 50% offerings like they always do. And when the price goes way up on precious metals, those guys who were charging 50%, they may realize, oh my God, I can give them 25% of what it's worth. And there's a good chance that that's what they paid for it when they bought it, or it might even be more than what they paid for when they bought it because the precious metals prices have gone up so high recently. So I can sell it, or I could buy it from them for 25%, melt this piece of trash down because I don't care. That's jewelry. I don't care anything about it. I just want the gold. I'm going to send it off to one of these, melters. I've already got my contract set up. I'm sending this stuff. I go down there once a week, whatever it is. I bring you, however many ounces or pounds, if you're lucky, of gold. Melt it down. I understand you're going to give me 80% of market value today because of the impurities and all this crap. Go for it. I'll take 80%. Because that sucker, I got it from them for 25%. And they got a better deal from me than the other guys. And if these people are too stupid to understand what's going on, start a business. You don't have to rape and pillage them. You can do better than everybody else that's offering them this crap. These buy gold stores and pawn shops, you can offer them way better than what they're offering and still make a killing. When this goes down, you're going to have some capital, a little bit at least to start with, because you're going to have to buy the stuff from them. You're also going to need some equipment to really test if the purity. Is this really gold? If so, how much? And some of that stuff can get expensive. Because last thing you want to do is get one of these cheap knockoff things where it's gold plated, weighs a certain amount, says it's 24 karat, but it's gold plated, and you just got screwed over. You go to melt it down. You might even be able to melt it down in your garage or whatever the hell you do this out of, which would be kind of odd. You go in your garage, people start to know, oh, that guy's got money, would be kind of fishy there. But if you didn't have the equipment, you could say, look, this thing says 24 karat gold. You said it was, and it says it, right? That means this should be pure gold. There shouldn't be any metal in here at all. It should be just like other metals. It should be just gold. I'm willing to pay you. Well, here's a scale. Here's what I'm willing to pay you. Does that sound good? Oh, yeah, it sounds good. I'll take it. Hold on right there. You see that little thing over there burning hot? Yes. I'm going to drop this into there for a few minutes. It's going to melt it down completely. It's no longer going to be a necklace. It's going to be a little pile of gold when I take it out. When I take it out, I'm going to dump it in the water so it cools off immediately. I'm then going to put it back on the scale. Because if that's a fraud, it's going to burn off all the impurities. The gold is going to remain. And whatever it weighs after that happens is what you're going to get paid. Because some of these things are completely fraudulent and they're just gold plated. which means I'm going to get completely ripped off by you. So if you're willing to accept this money that I'm going to give you, and if this is really truly gold, 24% or 24 karat, that will come out weighing as much as it weighed right here in front of our faces. So you have nothing to be concerned about. If they say, well, okay, that's fine with me, great. If not, then you know they probably got something to hide. Because why do they care what you do with it once you've given them the money, right? So it's going to be contingent on that. I'm going to melt this sucker down, and then you're going to watch me do it right here. You're going to see it. There's nothing getting poured out. You're going to watch me do it. Flip it over, dump it in the water, take it out, get the scale out, boom. Be on with your business. So, anyways, something to think about as a little side job when that day comes. Take care.